Good morning, traders. It is Wednesday, February 19th. It is VIX Roll Day. So, just as a reminder, I pointed out in the equity profiles last night that this is not only, most of the scheduled events, right, are events that you have to worry about around that time. When the VIX, with the VIX expiration, the VIX expiration is actually an increase in volatility. This is for the next 7 to 8 trading sessions, right? The volatility is potentially going to expand uh, before it starts contracting again as we get closer to the next VIX expiration. So this is, and normally what happens is volatility is very muted until institutions in a major way start, adding contracts onto the new front month for the VIX. And then, once one trader or institution sees another institution doing it, they don't want to be outdone by that institution, so they all start throwing them on. That usually puts pressure on the market. That usually makes the market go down. It doesn't mean it's going to happen this week or this month, but the pressure from adding these hedges is usually down on the market, and generally, and then it's usually because this is an OpEx week. Pressure is usually also down from once those hedges start being in place until Friday's close. We normally will make the low of the week during the Friday session on OPEX week when it's a normal expiration with the VIX roll on Wednesday and OPEX on Friday. It doesn't mean it's going to happen this time, but it's like a 65-70% of the time that's the way it plays out. So as long as that's the way it looks like it's playing out, don't fight it. Don't be trying to, keep flipping long. And holding if it's clear and obvious that the sequences are now down. And then as long as the sequences are up, play them right. You trade what you see. Watch the price action. I'm just pointing out what is normal and for you to be aware of what's normal so you're on that side if that's what it appears to be doing. So there's really we have FOMC meeting minutes this afternoon. If you trade with take profit trader, you have to be flat, uh, at least 1 minute before these minutes come out until at least 1 minute after the news comes out. That doesn't mean that you can start trading at 201 because the trade does not start or this news does not finish coming out at 2 o'clock exactly. So my advice to you is, watch the websites. Jack has that nice new news feed that someone suggested in the room that is on there for news feed. Make sure that you see that. But basically, what I try to do with that is, at 5 minutes till, make sure you're flat. If you're in something, just flatten. And usually by 5 to 6 minutes after, you're safe to start trading again. If you're in one of those Pro or Pro Plus accounts with Take Profit Trader. So there's my warnings on that today. Let's get into yesterday's action real quick. So we basically there was a large position at 545 on the Qs yesterday. That is rolled off now. It did not even sniff up that way after the opening bell. Right, we got up to 541 right before the opening bell, a smidgen over it. And then throughout the session, we traded basically almost down to 536, and then come back up and settle between 539 and 540. Remember, yesterday was kind of a weird day. Um, there were no options on the middle strikes. It was all the $5 strikes until the session opened yesterday, and then there was dollars that were going to be new contracts that started yesterday that were also going to expire yesterday. It was kind of a weird day for the Qs. So anyways, we bottomed out, and this is something to note on the cash market. We basically touched 6,100 even yesterday. Uh, that was the low for all the markets. That was the significant point of control. Is not the volume point of control, but it was a significant point of control for positioning to hold, right? 6,100. Um, not even really anything under it, and then got a little bounce up there. So most of the session was spent between 61.25 in the cash and 6100. Keep in mind that right now the ES is about 18, 19 points above that. So when the cash is trading 6100, the ES is trading 6118, 6119, right around in there. And you can see the line yesterday was 6118. That's why that line's there to help you out. Um, so, and then we basically oscillated also around SPY 610, which was a major strike. So that was yesterday's action, and we did do some repairs. After the bell, we had some salmon run trades go off in the ES and the Dow. Other than that, it was pretty, there was really nothing going on with structure. Um, Looking at positioning real quick, uh, we are currently trading 538.41 on the Qs. You can see that, there's a little bit of a ceiling still at that 540 that we kind of topped out. And then you can slide bullishly between 540 and potentially all the way up to 548 today. But you can see there's some hedging at 545. So that's going to be something just for today. And, each one of these levels is 2,000 on here. If we look out for the week, there's no way in hell we're getting up to 580 this week. Um, but there's 14,000 contracts basically that are going to expire off this. Someone sold us. I don't know what they could have possibly got or when they did it, but it is OPEX week. So those have probably been on the board for a long time. Um, so who knows what they got for them. You could really dig in if you want to, but it's not worth your time, trust me. Um, so looking at the SPY the same way. Uh, we are basically trading 610 right now. We're at 610.18. So you can see that 610 is going to be an SR line for the week, and then 605 and 615. Those are your majors. And then for today, you could see you could potentially slide up to 615. And even a little past it, but that should be your wall. If you get up there, that'd be about 50, probably about 47 points above where we're trading right now. Uh, that should be it. And then I think you're going to have a difficult time getting under 607 unless the VIX is just dropping, which today the VIX could just be dropping, or I'm sorry, unless the VIX is rising, because you could actually get a bid in the VIX. So 607 is your line to watch the VIX to see if it keeps bidding, right? Then you could slide all the way down to 602 potentially. So uh, you should watch the VIX a little bit more. And I do want to point out on the cash, we got the 6100, 6150 for this week. And of course, the 25 in there is going to be a little bit of a minor stop. And then, you've got for today, 6100 is still your major point. Futures are down 11 points right now. The cash closed at 61.30, so we're around 61.18 right now on the cash market as I speak. Uh, so we'd just be under this 61.20. I do want to point out if you scroll down on these sheets to this quarterly expiration, this is where the JPM collar is. JPM is short 41,000 calls basically at 61.65 on the cash. If that were today's action, that would be around 61 or 61.83 is around where it would be. 61.82, 83 is where that would be right now. That is going to be above there. That's where JPM's clients that are in that hedge fund, right? They the market goes up and they see no gains in their portfolio, right? They just get lost in it. So that is going to be an SR line. Normally, what would happen is if we still got 5 weeks until this expiration, so you could get above this and then cause some shenanigans. But once you cross back under it, you can see acceleration. And we are that's 61.83. Let's just say that's about 50, uh, 47 points above where we're at. Let's just say 46, 47 points above where we're at right now. So that is definitely going to be in play in the next 5 weeks. So as we look at the rest of it, I'm not going to beat the rest of it up. Let's just skip ahead to uh, the profile. Just real quick on the one-time framing, ES is at the top of balance. So ES needs to get above the 61.48 and 61.65, or it's just going to fall back down to the last swing low, which will be around 60.25. And we can go from there. And then ES, or I'm sorry, NQ needs to hold 22,075. So as we look at overnight action, only 25 points. We should get some volatility enhancement starting sometime between now and Friday. And whenever it starts, it'll start. So don't be too complacent with, it's only moving a small amount because that's going to change between now and then. So keep your brackets on. As with Trump in office, you got to keep your brackets on no matter what. Don't be foolish and lazy. We could get 160 point NQ movements in 20 minutes at any point in time between now and Friday. And those can be up or down. But on strength, the NQ is still going to want to get up towards this 22,400. On weakness, the ES is going to still want to trade down to 61. 13 half basically. I hope this helps you guys have a great day. We'll see what Jack's looking at, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.